What is up, my dudes? No technical live, no technical difficulties. Are we live? Let me know. Yo, I think you guys see me. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday night live stream. How's everyone doing tonight? Yo, what's up, Ryan? What's up, Coach? What's up, Roberto? Joe? The notification squad, literally? What's up, dude? Yo, we got a bunch of familiar faces. David, Mustangs, Jack, Marco, William, Josiah, Wesley, Foxy. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing tonight? Hey, trail features. Your pumpkin beer sounded better than mine. I'm still drinking Tecates from Taco Night the other night, but hey, cheers. Yo, what's up from Bryce, North Carolina? I know that place. Oh, no, you're Bryce from North Carolina. What's up, man? That sounds a lot like Bryson, North Carolina. All right. How many people we got in here? There's a lot of people. I can't see. So tonight's stream, I'm doing it on my computer. It's a little bit different than I normally do. I have headphones in, so you guys might get a little bit of beard feedback. So if it gets too bad, just let me know, okay? And but yeah, so I wanted to do it on my screen so that we can look at some fun stuff online together. We can do some research. I've made a really cheesy bubble chart for us to follow. really just for notes for me, actually. But yeah, 136 people. All right, that's awesome. 140. Everyone's yeah. Let's do this. Where's everyone tuning in from? We got Columbia, Whistler. We got Raleigh, North Carolina. We got Miami. We got Australia. We got St. Louis. Yes, I have a flowchart on the screen. Yo, what's up, Scott Plowman? We got Idaho. We got a ZZ Top signature move. Wait. Oh, man, here we go. Australia, Chattanooga, Phoenix, Newfoundland, Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Zealand, Massachusetts, Austin, New Mexico, South Carolina, Vancouver, Oklahoma, New York, D.C., Wisconsin, Boston, Vegas, Kansas, Colorado. Holy cow, you guys go so fast when I ask this question. We got people all over the place. I'm not seeing that many international people today. I haven't seen any real far. Well, I guess I've got some New Zealanders in here. We got New York, Phoenix, SoCal, Athens, Georgia. I've ridden there. Oh, hey, speaking of which, I should probably silence my phone so we don't get interrupted. We got a lot of New Zealand, huh? Hey, we got some Liverpool. That was one of my favorite soccer teams growing up. South Korea. All right. Virginia. Very cool. So I want to welcome everybody to the live stream tonight. As you guys all know, we're going to be talking about bikes. Everyone loves to talk about bikes. And tonight, it's the third in the line of the live streams that are tailored towards me helping you guys with bike buying decisions. One of the most common questions I get in messaging, whether it be on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever, is a question about what bike should I get, or can you take a look at X bike and tell me what you think about it? So I want to give you guys the opportunity to ask me real-time questions, and I can take your questions and give you real-time answers in a live stream and help you guys with what I know can be a really kind of daunting decision. And today, you guys will notice that, some of you guys might notice there is no super chat option in the stream today. And that is thanks to my friends over at Aventuron.com, the guys that were responsible for sending me that orange bike a while back. I'm sure you guys remember that bike. This stream is sponsored by the ridiculous Diamondback sale that is going on their website right now. So anyone that is interested or is looking at getting your first mountain bike, upgrading to your first full suspension, or even upgrading your current full suspension, I highly recommend checking out the link in the description below. I'll put it right here too. I've been looking all over the internet, and these are definitely the best prices on Diamondback, and I think some of the best value bikes for sale on the internet at all right now. So thanks to those guys. And yeah, so let's get started. The first part of today is going to be, so all right, you guys got to bear with me. I made this like really geeky bubble chart that you guys can see. Yo, what up? We got Brian in the house. What's up, man? Brian, I saw on his Instagram that he is indeed going to Spain. Hey, Trailhead's looking at getting his first full suspension bike. That's awesome. Okay, so let me continue here. So I've got the first part of the stream today. I want to kind of outline to you guys what, when I go to buy a new bike, what I do and what I recommend you guys do as well. Because I think there are definitely some best practices, and I think there are some very common questions that I get asked over and over that we can cover here. So let's take a look. Let's start by taking a look at this really geeky little chart that I made. I'm going to actually do this so I can continue seeing you guys. Okay. So, yeah, bubble charts lit. That's a sentence I never thought I never thought I would hear. The bubble chart is lit. Yes. All right, so here we go. All right, let's talk about this. And all right, just to let you guys know, I'm gonna go through this, but I'm always wanting your guys' input. And for those of you guys that are more informed, definitely help everyone else out in the chat, because I can't get to every chat. But today is interesting because there is no super chat, so everyone is on a level playing ground. Everyone's comments and questions are equal and will be seen just the same. So for those of you guys that are in the chat, you know, my moderators, my guys that know a lot about bikes, help me out with some questions in there, if you will. And anyone that has feedback for me, definitely let me know as we go. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah, about that. Yeah, I broke my pinky, guys. My friends Danny and Colin. I don't know if you guys are in here. My friends. From my most recent video, well, no, not my most recent video. The most recent video on Patreon, I just posted it before the stream. It was, no, that wasn't even that right. It's the next video. My most recent ride in Boulder, I broke my pinky, not even descending, but going on a climb. Can you guys believe that? I don't think I've ever gotten hurt on a climb before. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I broke my pinky, not a big deal. Can still ride. Got a really sweet splint. It's definitely bruised, you can see, and it's like, I don't know. It's okay. All right. So let's start out with just getting through this bubble chart. Okay, bear with me, guys. It's not gonna take that long, and we're gonna move. Okay, so I guess I should tell you the rest. So we're gonna move from the bubble chart to I will take questions on each like little section of the bubble chart. So we'll do number 1, I'll take questions 2, take questions 3, and we'll move on and on. And then at the end, I'll take individual questions like bike buying questions. Say someone's looked at the link and are interested in one of those Diamondback bikes on sale, and you have some questions, I would answer that. If you're looking at another bike and you have some questions on that, hit me in the chat and we'll get to those. And then finally, we're gonna move on to taking the questions that were submitted to me via Twitter earlier today, and we're gonna answer those. And then obviously we'll continue just, you know, the standard chat. Oh, I do want to do something at the end of today, or like in the middle of this stream, where we try to find the prettiest bike on the internet. So if you're interested in that, start looking. And then I will ask at one point, and I'll have you guys submit the links to the bikes, and we're gonna see what we can come up with. Because like today and yesterday, I've been doing a lot of research online, you know, like making the bubble chart and trying to find other bike sales. And I've been looking at a lot of bikes, and that's how I made the thumbnail for this as well. So yeah, I mean, come on, we all love drooling over bikes, so let's do it. All right, so when you are looking to buy a bike, I think the most important thing that no one does is be honest with yourself. And what I mean by that is asking questions and being real about it, such as, where do I do most of my riding? When buying a bike, when you're going to be shelling out that money, you want to have a very efficient bike for the 95% of the riding that you do, not the 5%. You don't want to, the one quiver bike is still kind of elusive, right? All the bike manufacturers claim to have it, but no one actually does. You know, you can have a bike that is able to ride at Whistler and also your local cross-country trails, but most likely you're not going to be very effective at your cross-country trails if it's capable of riding Whistler. For instance, my bike is an enduro bike, and I feel like it's a little big for me. And to be honest, if I was being real about like the majority of what I ride, I could easily be on a 135 to 150 bike. So you want to think about what do you ride 95% of the time, not that like 5% that you spend on vacation at a bike park or something like that. Okay? And I know that's tough to do. It's everyone wants. There's that like bigger is better mentality. So it's kind of a pride thing. So think about where do you do the majority of your riding, and pick a bike that's good for that. And then you can just rent a bike at the other one, or you can just have not the optimal bike for the other 5%. Okay, the next one is probably even harder. You have to come to terms with what type of rider are you. Are you a rider that is going to be pushing the limits of the bike? Are you a rider that's really going to go through 170 millimeters of travel, what the new Santa Cruz Nomad is, what the new Specialized Enduro bikes are? These are 170 millimeters of travel. If you're like weighing in, dripping wet at 120 pounds, most likely you're not going to go through that much travel. So you got to be real. You got to be honest with yourself, you know. And then what type of riding do you like to do? Are you a really capable descender? Because if you are a really capable descender, you might want to get a bike that is really good at climbing. A lot of people think that you want to try to accentuate what you're good at, when I believe that you kind of want to complement or get something that offsets what you're good at. So for me, I think I'm a much better downhiller than I am a climber, so I probably want something with a pretty efficient pedaling platform. Something like a bike that I might look at instead of my current Enduro is the middle travel Diamondback bike, the one that's like 150, 135 that Seth has ridden. Man, what is that called? It's not the Release. So I might look at the Release. And because I know for a fact from riding that on Captain Ahab last year that it has a very effective pedaling platform. It's someone that is a little bit timid on the downhills but is an absolute beast at climbing. Yeah, you might want to go with a little bit more travel because you never struggle on the uphills, but you would benefit from the added suspension on the downhills. So thinking about these type of things, think about what your strengths and weaknesses are as a rider will help you choose the correct bike for yourself and help you be the best rider that you can be. Okay, so in the last one here, the last question is just how into mountain biking are you? And this is like the hardest question because this is like asking like how into driving are you when buying your car. The bikes have become like a fashion statement and kind of like it's where you it's kind of like pride is all wrapped up in it. So this is even harder to do for a lot of people. But you know, if you only casually ride, if you only ride, you know, once every month, do you really need to go spend $10,000 on a bike? No, you're never going to use that bike. You're never going to push it to its limit ever. So that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You know, if you're just getting into mountain biking, start small. If you aren't sure that it's going to be a long-term thing, start with a under $1,000 bike and test it. Try it out. Ride that bike till you can't ride it any further, till it's falling apart, and then make a decision like, yes, I'm going to continue mountain biking, or, you know, I don't think this is for me. I'm not going to invest any more money in it. But start small and be smart. Don't get stuck with a bike that put you in debt and is going to make you think about it every single time you go ride, and you're just going to hate it. Okay, so step number one to buying a bike, in my opinion, is to be honest with yourself and drop the pride. So I'm going to look at the comments now. You guys have any questions for me? Questions, comments, concerns on this part of the bike buying process. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me? So I'm not sure what type of latency I'm on right here because I see a lot of people talking about like specific bikes right now. And that's generally what happens. I understand. Okay, all right, I see people are coming in. I think I am on a little bit of a lag. All right, so you guys are agreeing right on. All right, respect. So Elvin, we're gonna get to that. We'll get to that talking about rear travel here in a second. Joffrey, like 150 or 160. We'll start talking about that a little bit later. No, spend at least $5,000 on your first bike. I mean, if you got it, man. If that's not going to make you hate life every time you go get on it, sure. Yeah, I think you're right, Phoenix Matt. I think 15 to 20 seconds. Yeah, man. New to mountain biking, what hardtail would you recommend for 600 to 700? Hey, Roberto, did you look at the link in the description? There's some fantastic starter bikes for right around that price range on sale, on like pretty good sale too. I would recommend starting there. The Diamondback bikes come really well spec'd and they have great value. Great bikes. I mean, you guys have seen what Seth does on them. Okay, so let's move on now. Let's go to budget. So next step over here is budget. So this is the one that I think is pretty tough. So, well, I'll give you guys the backstory, and I've told you guys this before. First, let me make sure we're framed up here. Oh, hey, do you guys like this? It's like a little geisha thing. I'm at my friend's apartment in Boulder, and they bought this because my the bed that I'm sleeping on is right behind it, and actually so is the liquor cabinet, but that's totally unrelated. So I'm using it as a backdrop for the live stream here. They're like in their rooms over there and there. So they're being kind to let me use the main room here right now. So anyway, yeah, I know. Kevin, if you guys haven't ever seen, this is what you use to stream on like on Twitch, YouTube, whatever. It's called OBS. It's crazy. Woo! Yeah, you just like mirrors back in there. It's pretty crazy, right? Okay, so let's move on to the budget aspect. So before you, like, if you're looking at a bike and you like before you actually start looking at bikes, I highly recommend you think about your budget before you go look. The best analogy that I could come up with is me if I go to the grocery store when I'm hungry. It's an absolute shit show. I buy everything. I go down the snack aisle. I never should go down the snack aisle. I go down the ice cream aisle. I don't belong in the ice cream aisle. I don't even have a freezer. Why would I be there? So you don't want to go start shopping around for $10,000 bikes if you can't afford it. And you know what happens is if you go start shopping and you start seeing bikes, you start getting like sucked into these like high-end bikes, when in reality there's no way that you should be affording that. But then you start making justifications and you start thinking about ways you can make it happen. It's like, I can take out a mortgage, I could sell my car, and then all of a sudden you're on a bike you can't afford, riding trails, and you aren't loving it like you should. So I think the best thing to do is put some thought into this ahead of time and really be honest and think about what you can afford and figure out that number before you go shopping. I can't stress that enough. A little backstory. The reason I say this is my whole life I've never been able to just go buy any bike that I want. So all of this is really, this is all within my wheelhouse. This is how I have done it in the past. I have never bought a bike full retail. I've never been able to afford one. I've never been able to buy a boutique brand. I've never been able to buy a Yeti, a Santa Cruz, an Ibis, any of that stuff. Um, I've actually only ever owned a Specialized and a Cannondale, and you know, I've always bought them secondhand or through a pro deal, and I've always come up with what I could afford first, so that I didn't get sucked into buying something I couldn't really truly afford. So yeah, come up with your budget. So let's see. The last part was yeah, try to come up this is so straightforward. You know, try to come up with a max budget that you can afford and try to stick to that number. Okay, so what do you guys have to say about budget? Any input, anything I missed here? Biker deal, I don't have a discount code. I have this link to the lowest prices on Diamondback bikes on the entire internet, and it's on Aventuron.com. So for anyone that wasn't here at the beginning, this stream is sponsored by my friends at Aventuron.com's amazing sale that's going on Diamondback bikes. They have the lowest price on all Diamondback bikes happening right now in the link that's in the description. I highly recommend checking it out. If you are looking into buying any sort of bike right now, you would be doing yourself a disservice if you did not go look at that site to get some options. Doesn't matter what bike you better put on some Huck Norris. Hey, Rowan, we're going to get to that. We're going to talk about some pro tips on how you can get some really good deals later. Okay, so hey, Sydney Jones just asked me a really great question, and I think that falls under the next category, bike considerations. So Sydney Norris just asked me, am I loyal to any one bike brand? And the answer is hell no. I'm a consumer. I'm a consumer through and through. And like I just said, I've never been able to really have I've never had the luxury of being loyal to one brand. I've always had to find whatever deal I could find and you work with that. I have always shopped budget consciously and bought bikes that were on sale or that I could get a really good pro deal on. So yeah, the answer is no. Why would I ever? I am 100% about not having loyalty, but going with who offers the best value, who offers the best product. I mean, otherwise, if all we do is blindly follow a brand, then we're not encouraging them to be better. We're not encouraging them to be the best. Because if you just stick with one, what's the point in them putting money into R&D and developing better bikes if you're just going to keep buying the same old shit they sell? So, remaining open to other brands, people that are offering better options, keeps them competitive, and that's good for us consumers. Christopher, that's a good point too. Are you biking for strictly exercise or fun? Yeah, that definitely falls under the be honest with yourself. Like, why are you biking? What does it mean to you? Are you a competitive racer? Yeah, you're probably going to put more money into the bike than if you're just doing it for leisure. That's absolutely true, man. What about custom frame up builds? You can build a masterpiece for a great deal as well. Outdoor New England, although I agree with you, I think that is outside of most people, and if I'm being honest, I think that's outside of most people's wheelhouses. Most people aren't savvy enough mechanics to do that, nor do they have access to the time or the places to buy these bike parts, nor do they have the knowledge to individually build a bike up, like knowing what components. Say you get down to something as specific as the bottom bracket or a hub or a wheel set. Not a lot of people know details on these things. So buying a full bike might be more work than they want. Although I do agree with you that building your own bike can be cost effective if you already, say, have a good frame. I think that is a good way to go. Okay. Let me scroll down here and catch up. Hey, what's up, Jessica? Welcome to the live stream. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm trying to, pro tip, grab a stumpy component or competence. Hey, Jessica, by the way, I hope you watched today's video because I was using the AeroPress loud and proud in that one. Thank you so much. For those of you guys that have not watched the video today, definitely go check it out. It was an experiment, a different type of video than I normally do. And within it, for your guys' information that are in the stream right now, Jessica, one of my amazing patrons, she sent me a full coffee care package with everything I needed to make coffee, including the beans, grinder, storage cans, an AeroPress, and a mug to put it in, and a bag to hold it all in. It was like, honestly, it's ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, and I used that in the beginning of the video today. Stoked. Okay, so let's move on, guys. Let's move on to bike considerations, and I think this is going to be probably the most hotly contested category out of everything. So, all right, we've been honest with ourselves. We know what type of bike we know what type of rider we are. We know what we're looking for ourselves, and we've come up with a maximum budget. Now we got to think about the bike. What are we looking for in a bike? What do we care about? It's different for everybody, and there is no one thing here. Everybody's going to have a different answer for this one. So I put down just a bunch of different ones that I think people care about, whether it's weight, it's wheels. Do you really care about your wheels? Do you really focus on suspension? What type of suspension is on the bike? Maybe you really just care about what brand you're riding. Or are you like me and you care about value? What am I getting for my money? And is it going to last me? Do you care about your frame? Do you care carbon versus aluminum? Because that's a huge investment. And then a big one is like, do you want to get the best frame and upgrade your components later? Or do you want to get the basic frame with really good components and upgrade a frame later? So these are all things to consider with your bike, and this is going to be combined with step number 4, which is do your research, because not everyone's going to have an answer here. You're not going to necessarily know right off the bat what matters to you. You might want to research what the best way to do is. And if you guys want my opinion, the way I have gone about it is this. I care about bike value and bike frames. So there's two reasons I do this. Is that if I can get my initial purchase to be very good, like value, so decent components on a good bike that's going to serve the purpose that I want it, the things that we've talked about previously, then what I can do is I can ride that bike till I break everything. And that's basically what I do. You guys have seen me do this slowly. So I've got my Enduro, and the frame is really good. And slowly but surely, I've been breaking things. I broke my wheels. I got new, better wheels. I invested in a better set. I have broken my shifters and some of the things in my drivetrain. I invested in better drivetrain pieces. I've upgraded my pedals. I've upgraded my chain. I've upgraded some of the stuff in my cockpit. Next thing I'm going to upgrade are my brakes. So my recommendation is to get a good baseline frame, because when you look at bikes, it doesn't matter. Like once you look at, say, the Diamondback release, the baseline release and the top end release, they're the same frame. All they've done is change the components, unless you're looking at the carbon one. But aside from that, it's the exact same frame. So what you can do is invest the money in the good value bike now, and then as things break, you can then replace them after that. And I think that's the best bang for your buck as a budget conscious mountain biker. So another thing to think about, and when you're looking at bike considerations, is what brand are you drawn to? Sometimes you come across a brand that just fits you perfectly, or maybe your local bike shop only offers certain brands and you really want to buy through them so that they can work on your bike and you can establish a relationship with them. So these are things to consider as well. Like I said, I have no brand allegiance. I do, however, know that certain brands fit me better than others, and that's something that you can only get through experience and going through bike demos. And yeah, so are you wanting to ride a boutique bike? Does that matter to you? Because if it does, you're going to pay premium. You're definitely going to pay more for a Yeti, for an Ibis, for a Santa Cruz, for an Intense, for an Evil. All these bikes carry a premium. The big bike brands offer lower prices because they have economies of scale. They make more bikes and they have more baseline research and development, and they're able to do more components in-house and provide a lower end product for the consumers. So when you buy a boutique brand, it's definitely going to carry a premium price tag with it. Okay, so let's see. So what brands do you have access to? This last piece down here, that's like what I said about the LBS. And then, oh, hey, what's this? There's a line all the way down to the bottom. What about wheel size, bruh? I'm sure someone's already asked this in the comments. I haven't been looking. I've been focused on this, but wheel size is definitely a consideration when you're looking at bikes. So if you don't care and you're not racing and you're just looking for the absolute best bang for your buck, if you can find a 26-inch bike, you can get some insane deals on 26-inch bikes with like ridiculous good components, because everyone's moving to 27.5 and 29. If Steven Daniels is going for the BMX bikes, if you're looking at a BMX bike, also great deals. So that one's really comes down to a personal choice between 27.5 and 29. I think they're both fine. I think they both have their pros and cons. I think 27.5 is more playful. I think 29 is faster, for sure. I've ridden 29s. You go really quickly, and you have to put in less strokes. But I have more fun on jumps. I have more fun in corners on my 27.5, but that's my personal opinion. Whew. Okay, I need to take a sip of beer. Why don't you guys ask me some questions in the comments? I'm looking right here. He's holding out for a 32er. Hey Alex, off camber, for an intermediate rider, does a more expensive bike really contribute to enhancing your skills and becoming a better rider? Will it really help my progress to progress my ability? Dude, such a good question by Kyle Acevita. And the answer is no. If you watch my videos, I know you know what I preach. The rider makes the bike, not the other way around. And I've said it from the beginning, from one of my very first videos. I know for a fact that I do not push my bike to its limits. I still am growing into my bike. Absolutely, 100%, I still believe that. I have seen many a time, Kyle, people on $1,000 bikes outshine people on $10,000 bikes. I've seen it time and time again. And it's like I said, it's oftentimes a pride thing. It's like you want to show off, you want to have better bikes, or it's a complete misunderstanding in that buying a better bike is actually going to make you a better biker, and it's not. The truth is, no one is going to improve your skills but you. So I really like that question. I think that's such a good point. It's not the bike, it's the engine. Biker, that's a great way to put it, man. Yeah, Kevin, you are the badass, not your bike, bro. Come on. Will full suspension help you shred harder versus a hardtail? Nathan, no. I don't believe so at all. I've seen this video that's really cool, Nathan, of a guy riding a hardtail down Whistler. And I can't shred as hard as this guy can on any full suspension bike. I think that a full suspension bike will allow lesser riders to ride harder trails faster. But I think the hardtail will make the lesser rider a better rider faster. Does that make sense to you? When you graduate to a full suspension, you get away with more. You get away with more improper technique. You get away with more bad, like poor line choices. You get away with more things. When you ride a hardtail, the level of forgiveness is less, and it forces you to become a better rider, or else you pay the consequences. So yeah, another great question, guys. Don't let the bike do all the work. Zach Hilty, that's true. By the way, even when you're riding a hardtail, you understand you still have a full suspension bike. It's just the rear suspension is your knees. It's how it works. You guys, we have built-in shock absorbers in our bodies. It's our knees. Awesome. It looks like you guys are agreeing with me. Adam, that is also a very good question. Man, you guys are on fire. Hey, can you guys tell me how many people are in the stream right now? I'm super curious. And for anyone that is new to the stream as of now, thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for joining me on this awesome Tuesday night. Cheers to everybody that's here. I had Tecate and tacos tonight and last night, as my Patreon people know. Yeah, this is good. This is awesome. I think this is actually really productive so far. I'm stoked on the questions you guys are fielding. Holy crap, are you serious? We have 400 people? No way! What? There's 450 people in here? Yo, what's up, guys? Yo, that's awesome. So I can't remember who asked it, but they were asking about weight and like a bigger rider, and if a full suspension is going to be, or is more travel better for someone with that weighs more? And the answer is no. What you're going to have to adjust is the amount of air pressure in your bike, in your suspension. It doesn't matter how much travel is on that. I do think that there might be certain suspensions, certain forks and shocks that are better, can handle a larger person, and certain frames. That being said, you only said 200 pounds, I think, so it's not like you're not that out of the ordinary. But yeah, I think more important for you is to look at how much travel you're using, and then also take a look at the frame and do some reviews on the frame. Do some research on the frame, that is. All right. Any good hardtails under 1K? IITZ Hiara, have you looked at the link in the description, my friend? You will find plenty of hardtails under $1,000, and they rock. Definitely, there's some awesome Diamondback bikes for sale, including the one that ours truly, Seth Bike Hacks, has ridden in the past, the Sinker. Ryan McCauley is asking me, hey Alex, will clipless pedals make me more confident when I ride? I'm looking for more confidence. So Ryan, I actually believe it's the other way around. I believe that riding flats gives me more confidence, a lot more confidence actually. That's in fact the entire reason that I went from clipless to flats. I have ridden clipless in the past, and I've chosen to ride flats because of the fact that I can put my foot down whenever I want. So that idea has given me confidence to learn how to manual, to learn how to do 180s, to work on my cornering and really lean into berms, to really just rail it and not worry about falling on my shoulder. Being able to just step off the bike gives me, in my mind, a level of security. So I actually believe it's the other way, my man. Flats for life. Yeah, boy. All right, so best site for deals on full suspension bikes, David. I don't know how long you've been in the chat, but I'm going to put a link right here, my man. There's insane sales happening on Aventuron.com. Really the best, like Diamondback already has insane value on their full suspension bikes, and this website right now has the best deals on all Diamondback bikes on the entire internet I've looked. So yeah, if you're looking at upgrading to a full squish, check out Aventuron.com. Their Diamondback sale going on right now. And yeah, so we got a lot of people riding flats in the comments. I love that. All right, so let's move on to the next category here. Okay, so let's recap. We have been honest with ourselves. We've thought about, where do we ride? And I forgot, I have a really funny story. So I'm from Florida, as many of you guys know, and a lot of you guys are from Florida too. And I thought it was so crazy. The whole time that I lived in Florida, I rode like a really beat up bike. I didn't have a nice bike. But I would go out to the trails, and I'd see guys on like I've never seen so many Specialized S-Works bikes in my life as I did in Florida. And the funny thing is it was like stump jumpers and enduros, like really big bikes. And we were at a place that had an elevation change of maybe like 70 feet. And this kind of really just epitomizes the idea of being honest with yourself about what trails you ride. Are you in the Midwest? Are you in Florida? You probably don't need an enduro bike. Probably. I don't know for sure, but you probably don't. You're probably looking at like a cross-country bike for your local trail system. And yeah, your buddies might have longer travel bikes, but come on. It is not about the length of the travel. It's about how fast you are or how much fun you have. So do yourself a big favor. Get the most efficient bike for what you ride and crush everyone else on the trail. And then we'll see. And then see who's laughing. Okay, so then after you are honest with yourself about where you ride, what type of rider you are, you want to take a look at your budget. Then come the bike considerations. What do you want to put your money into? Do you care about your frame? Do you care about carbon versus aluminum? Do you care about your wheel size? Do you care about your components? Do you care about weight? And what brands do you want to be looking at? Are there brands that fit you well? Are there brands that you really love, etc.? Are there brands that you have access to and not others? And that brings us into number 4, which is do your research. And this one is all up to you. No one can do this one for you, and this is where 99% of the people fail. And that is to take ownership over your purchase and do the right amount of research. Don't just listen to me and what I say or anyone else on YouTube or anyone else online. I'm opinionated. I have biases. I have my own preferences. I don't know everything either. You have to back up what I say with your own research, or else you're going to go wrong. You are. So don't rely on anyone. Get advice and get ideas, and then go double check it yourself. I have some horror stories of my own. The first bike that I ever bought, I bought off of eBay. And, you go online. Well, so before that, I had my bike stolen. So I was kind of desperate, and I had less money to work with than I had before. So I bought a new bike, and funny enough, my bike was stolen the first day I had it. First day. This is why anyone that's ever messaged me telling me that your bike got stolen, I commiserate, and I tell you how much I hate bike thieves. I took my brand new mountain bike to the gym. I was so stoked to be out riding it, and I locked it up outside the gym, and I came out and it was gone. So I had to figure out what to do next. So I went on eBay, and on eBay, I had too much faith, too much trust in the sellers, and I believed what they were saying, and I didn't see the bike before I bought it. I didn't do enough research, and what happened is I got fucked. I got a fork that was messed up, and I basically had to spend like 40% of what I bought the bike for to redo the fork. And it was just really an all-around bad experience, but it was my fault because I didn't do the proper research. It was on me. So definitely do your research. So let's see what I said over here. I said this one's a no-brainer. So yeah, you want to take everything into account. Don't end up like my first purchase. Okay, so some good resources, some things that I think are great for you guys to be looking at is YouTube, Pink Bike. Go talk to your local bike shop. These guys are going to know way more than you most likely, and they're going to have good advice. And they're going to have your best, they're going to have they want to do right by you because they want to make a sale to you, right? And they want to take care of you. So they're going to be honest most of the time. And then MTBR forums and Reddit forums, both have a plethora of information, really great place where you have other people just like yourself to get informed by. Anyone else have another great resource that you can look at? Yeah, exactly, Harry Rankin. They want repeat business. Bike shops succeed by giving you good deals and then giving you great service and having you come back. And also have you share having you share to other people to get them to come in and shop. Yep, I said Pink Bike. Okay, Bike Blue Book. Casey Lenz said Bike Blue Book is a great resource. There you can get an estimate on what a used bike should be selling for. It's just like Kelly Blue Book for cars. Hey, Bangamara, I appreciate that, bro. Thank you. Trail features. Very good point. Another great resource is to look for demo days. Because on demo days, not only can you look at a bike, you can actually physically go ride it. So what you can do is you can chat up people that are working for the company and they know all about the bikes, and then you can physically go take it for a ride and get your opinion on it, because everyone's a little bit different. So I think that's actually a really good point. Thank you for that. Okay, Casey Lentz said Craigslist. I don't like Craigslist. Craigslist is super dangerous. I don't think it's a good idea. Just like I probably would not go buy another bike on eBay if I'm being completely honest. There's too many people out to get you on Craigslist, and unless you know exactly what you're looking for, and unless you can go look at the bike and be like a professional, have a professional mechanic there with you, you might get really, really screwed on Craigslist. So I honestly don't recommend shopping on Craigslist. I think there are plenty of good deals to get through online deals and local bike shops that will treat you right and then take care of you afterwards to go to Craigslist. 0 Bytes. Hey guys, 0 Bytes. 0 Bikes wants to know what's this flow chart. 0 Bytes, this is my geeky flow chart that I made to help give myself notes to talk to you about how to find the right bike for you when you're shopping for a new bike. And so far we've talked about all 1, 2, 3, and 4, and now we're going to move on to 5. Yeah, biker, I'd say at the very least a Craigslist bike that you could see in person. So we were talking about we weren't talking about places that you could buy the bike. We were talking about places to research. So now the last one is like a really quick one. It's like where to start looking. Okay, so if you're totally clueless and you don't actually know where to go shop for a bike, which apparently a lot of people don't, because people end up with Walmart bikes, and a lot of us would say no, definitely don't go to Walmart. And in case I wasn't explicit enough, don't go to Walmart. Don't buy your bike at Walmart. Don't. Go wait for a really good deal like the one happening on Aventuron.com right now and get a bike there. Don't get the Walmart bike. I don't care how cool it looked on Seth's channel. So yeah, the places, we've already talked about all of these. The 3 places that I look are at my local bike shop, on the pinkbike.com used forums. I think pinkbike.com used forums is way better than Craigslist will ever be. These are actual mountain bikers that care about mountain biking and respect other mountain bikers, and you can get really, really good deals on much better bikes than you'd ever find on Craigslist. And then obviously online deals. And I can't mention online deals without mentioning the fact that today's live stream is in fact sponsored by an online deal that's happening right now on Aventuron.com with ridiculous deals on Diamondback bikes. If you haven't already checked it out and you are in the market for a new bike, I cannot tell you strongly enough to go look at this link that I'm posting right now. These are the bikes that you have seen Seth's bike hacks on, and so you know for a fact that they're capable. And I have done my research, and I know for a fact that these are the lowest prices on these bikes on the entire internet. So definitely check that out. And thank you again to Aventuron.com. These guys have been really cool to me. If you aren't familiar with them, if you are new to the channel, these guys have sent me a demo bikes in the past. If you've seen that most recent video, they're the ones that sent me that awesome shower, that Nemo Helio shower. And you guys have heard me talk in the past about my hopes for the channel in not just benefiting myself and like living the dream, but helping other people that are trying to live the dream themselves just in different ways. And that's what Aventuron.com is. It's owned by a couple, Carl and Katie, who I talk to on the phone in person regularly. It's just the two of them trying to live out their mountain bike dream through an online sales website. They are no Walmart. They're not a backcountry.com or Jensen. They are a mom and pop shop, and you know, it's my pleasure to help out and help support them in following their dreams. And you know, it just happens to be that they have a really sick sale going on right now, and they have some really good stuff on there. Definitely check it out. So anyway, oh, and if you guys have any questions, they pride themselves on their customer service. So if you're on that site and you have any questions on the bikes and I'm not answering them, shoot them a message. They're probably even in here in the live stream chat, but they will get back to you ASAP. And on top of that, the bikes are all free shipping. So all in all, it's pretty ridiculous. All right, so we've officially finished up with this chart that I made. So does anyone have anything to add to the last points 4 and points 5? Anyone have anything to say about those? Yo, Jose Bernardo, thank you, my man. Said Singletrack sampler rocks. You. Yes, go to Outer Bike and Mub and say hi to me next weekend. Justin, I'm going to be there, buddy. Maybe I'll see you there, man. Thoughts on direct sales bikes? I think this is actually a really controversial question, Cobra Kyle. I have no problem with direct sales. However, I would absolutely make sure to do number 4, which is do your research and make sure that you read other people's experiences with direct sales. What's the customer service like? Was the bike in good shape when you got it? And how do they take care of you after the fact? That's the one thing not many people read about is, yeah, you get a great deal on a bike and it comes to your door, not assembled, I might add, so you need to be able to assemble the bike yourself. But the real question is how are they going to handle a problem with your bike in the future if they don't have a brick and mortar location? If you buy a bike at a bike shop, they normally offer you like up to a year of care where you can get like two mechanic checkups on the bike within the year. And then they'll continue to work on, like, you have an established rapport with them, and they sold you the bike, they're going to help you work on it, and they're always going to do you right. When it comes from a bike that's on, like a bike that only has online retailers like Canyon and YT, I just would be concerned about what happens after I get the bike. But that's just me thinking out loud. I don't know what they are like. Yeah, Chris Doubleday, absolutely right. Definitely try to ride a bike before you buy a bike. I think that's absolutely right. Or at least be able to return it if you ride it afterwards and you didn't love it. Yeah, Zachary Toon says his bike shop does a free tune-up up to 3 months after buying it. So, but that's pretty standard. That's pretty standard, and that's a really valuable thing to have. Yo, Brad's MTB tips. Thanks, homie. Live free, ride hard, get stoked. Adam Schaefer, I don't know how long the Aventuron sale is for, my man. I think, so this is how it happened. Diamondback, this is their 2017. These are all new bikes, not used. And Diamondback did this thing where they removed the map, which is the minimum advertised price. Normally there's a floor on what anyone can sell a bike for set by the companies, and they removed it. So Aventuron is basically just selling these things wholesale and covering their shipping with, so that basically to benefit and, you know, help get their website, just get the name out there. So it just benefits you guys. It benefits the consumers. And I think what's going to happen is that sale's just going to last as long as supplies last, as long as there are bikes. So I don't know how long that'll be. I know that they're selling pretty quickly because, I mean, if you look at the bikes, some of them are like $1,900 off. It's insane. You can get the top end Mission for, where was it? I was looking at this bike earlier. This is the one that Seth has ridden. You can get a top end Mission for like $3,300, and this has Kashima coated Fox fork and Kashima coated Fox shock, top end suspension, 27.5. I mean, it's pretty absurd. You can't find a bike that has a better value than this. It's got XT group set. It's got the Fox X2. Like, it's insane for $3,200, dropper post and everything. So I guess what I'm trying to say is act wisely, but act fast. At least I mean, that's what I would do. All right. Slavs of Bulgaria asks, can I use my hardtail trail bike for dirt jumping, or should I buy a totally new dirt jump bike? No, you don't need to buy a whole new bike, man, for dirt jumping. Your hardtail is actually really good for dirt jumping. That's what essentially a dirt jumper is, a hardtail, just with different geometry and a lower saddle. So you're already well set for it. I do dirt jumps on my full suspension just the same. There's no need to just go get a bike specifically for it. Okay, so yeah, AM Trails, are you looking at that Release 4C Carbon too? Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Those bikes literally just came out, actually. I think it's on the second page. I didn't know that Diamondback had carbon bikes until I saw this, if I'm being honest. This thing right here, whoo! For under $4,000 a carbon bike, and I think this is a 2018 maybe. This might be a 2018. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if you look at the components on these, it's absolutely fantastic. It's 150. This one, I actually think I might be riding one of these in the near future. I might be, because I'd like to try this. I rode Seth's Release a while back in Moab last year, and I really liked it. So I might be getting on one of these, obviously through Aventuron here in the near future. And it'd be dope if it was this one. I highly doubt I'll be getting on the carbon one though. But that thing is ridiculous. All right, so hey, what'd you guys think of the thumbnail for today? I had it. Check this out. I was actually pretty proud of this. So this Photoshop took me like 2 hours to make. I want you guys to, if you look over here, there's 36 different layers on this thing. There's 36 different pieces to this single photo. And for anyone that was guessing on Instagram what it is, this bike over here on the left, this is the Yeti SB6 Richie Rude Team Edition. The one in the middle here is the Santa Cruz Hightower Team Edition. I had to Photoshop out the Santa Cruz there because I left it on and it was way too easy to guess that way. And then in the front here is the Diamondback Mission Pro, the one that Seth rides. And yeah, and then it's funny because the background for each one of these is from one photo. So I had to take like a bunch of individual tiles. If you look down here, you can see this tile. If I click this, the tile goes away. So I basically built the background tile by tile by cutting off a piece from like right here. I was proud of it. I cut off like a square from right here and just like pasted it all over the place to make it consistent. But yeah, anyway, for those of you that were wondering, that's what those bikes are. We're back into the Twilight Zone there. The OBS Twilight Zone. Oh no, we're there again. Remove the lines. You want to see the edges? Oh, you guys are into that, huh? Okay, so now is the time of the night where I need to get another beer. And I am going to focus on you guys. And if anyone has had a chance to look at these Diamondback deals, or if anyone is looking at a different bike that they are considering buying, I will be fielding questions in the chat right now and answering you guys in real time. I'll be right back though. If anyone wants to know how to make a Tecate really yummy, it's simple. Start with lime juice. Then you do the hot sauce. Then you add the pepper. I don't know what it's called, but my buddy Chance showed me this, and he's a bartender, so I trust him. Boom. Yum. Okay. So, let's talk bikes. No, this is nothing like a Bloody Mary. I hate Bloody Marys, man. They're terrible. But it is spicy. It's got spice added to it. That was Tapatio. Tapatio is the quality spice. I like it. All right, so let's talk about bikes, guys. Who's in the market for a new bike and desperately needs some advice? Those are the people that I want to help right now. What do I think about? Hey, the Gorilla Gravity Mega Trail. Jay Wift, I have not ridden the Mega Trail, but I don't know if you watched the live stream that I did over at Valmont. I ran into a dude named Lee. Lee likes bikes, actually. He's a kind of a legend. And he was riding one of the new Gorilla Gravity bikes, and he loved it. It wasn't the Mega Trail, but it was their 29er shorter travel one, and he really liked it. It's a local Colorado company, so you know, I definitely have some love for them there, but I've never ridden them, so I don't know. They are a boutique brand, so I think you're gonna kind of pay top dollar for it, but obviously I don't know that for sure either. For anyone that's curious, let's show off this bad boy. So Gorilla Gravity is a bike company that's out of Denver, Colorado. And they make some really rugged looking, just matte silver frames and well, okay, there's a blue one. That's the Mega Trail. That's pretty sweet looking. I like that top tube. And we've got different builds. Looks like you can do the build ride 2 for $3,200. And let's see what this thing comes with, man. Maybe this is the bike he was on. Is this the smaller travel? Features and specs. No, this is the big travel. This is the one I thought it was. So it's 150, 165. It's a big bike. It's an enduro bike for sure. I want to see what it's got on it. Build overview. So it's got SR Suntour. It's got the RockShox Deluxe RT in the shock. So it's basically got the same shock I got on my bike. It's got race face stem, race chester bars, race face. So they did a lot of race face stuff. Integra, KS Integra dropper. They've got SRAM NX. So yeah, so this is what I'm thinking, man. You're getting a custom, a boutique bike, and you're paying a little bit more for it. So I personally think, okay, so the weight's pretty good on that, 30.2 for that big of a bike. I can't help but think, like, if it was me personally, I really think that for that amount of money, you can get more out of that price somewhere else. So this was $3,200. If you go over and just look at these guys, you can get the top end Mission for that same thing. And the Mission is the same exact travel, except you will get top end suspension, top end brakes, top end drivetrain, and for the exact same price. I'm pretty sure. I think it was $3,200, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. And this is the type of comparison I do when I'm buying a bike. Like, I try to find the good deals, and then I compare everything. I'm like, you know, what matters the most to me? Is it brand or is it value? You got to be real. So this is, yeah, man, $3,200 for you're getting way better suspension. You're getting way better components in your drivetrain. You're getting way better brakes. You're getting the same dropper post. I'm pretty sure. I'm not that well versed in wheel sets, but I mean, it's just hard to compare the two. Yeah, I think this is a great bike, but I think you're going to be paying extra money for a boutique brand, and I personally have never really had the luxury to do that, to buy based on what brand I want, you know. So I do think there's still ride quality to talk about for sure. I haven't ridden this bike, so that's definitely another aspect. But yeah, if you're looking at pure value, I think you can beat this. You're paying for geometry. So riding bikes, all of these bikes we've looked at, or the bikes that we've looked at so far, all have current geometry. As long as you're at like a 2017, oh, that reminds me, I want to do one more thing with that mind map. As long as you're operating on like a 2016, 2017, 2018, you're going to have the current geometry, unless there's a massive change between 2017 and 18, which there hasn't been. A lot of companies have slackened the front end and added a little bit more suspension. So a lot of the enduro bikes are going from 160 to 170, so they're raking out the front end. And then what they're doing is they're steepening the seat tube. So that, in their mind, is going to make it a little bit better on the downhills, and then make up for the pedaling prowess by making the seat stay a little bit steeper. That's what a lot of them have done. The Enduro did it. The Santa Cruz Nomad did it. It's pretty popular. That's kind of the change. A couple years ago, they went through the long, low change, a lot of the bikes. And so, yeah, if you had like a 2014 bike, that might be drastically different than a 2017 and 2018 for sure. All right. Do you know any bikes that are similar to the Diamondback Mission 1? So Kill Switch, the Diamondback Mission 1 is a pretty standard enduro bike. It is a big travel, big bike with current geometry. I'd say my bike is pretty similar to it, my Specialized Enduro. I'd say the Trek, the Trek Remedy is pretty similar to it, the Trek Slash. I'd say the Kona Process 153, as I just saw someone talk about, is pretty similar to it. The Santa Cruz High Tower is pretty similar to it. All these bikes are you know, they're in the same suspension realm. They're pretty similar. Hey, a shout out to Canfield Brothers in there. Thomas Macias, very good, very well built bikes. Another boutique brand, much like the Gorilla Gravity, to be honest. And but yeah, definitely cool brand. Diamondback Release or Trek Remedy for my next bike. Green Dragons, I would have to say you got. I mean, I don't think there's any decision to be made based on the fact that these Diamondback bikes are currently on insane sale, so the value is going to be there. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely be pulling trigger on one of these Diamondback releases like this one. But that's based on value. Because both of them are pretty similar bikes. And I think this is a pretty good opportunity to mention, because I know a lot of people come and go from the stream. You will notice today that there is no super chat option in the stream, and that is because today's stream is brought to you by Aventuron and the massive bike sale that they're having, not only on Diamondback bikes, but also on Orange bikes and Raleigh bikes. So if you're in the market for a new bike and you're looking for a killer deal, end of the season deal, check out the Aventuron website that is showing on my screen right now. I'll put the link in the description below. So one thing I wanted to talk about, guys, back here at my bubble.us mind map, I want to talk about something specific, some like pro tips. So little things that I've learned over the years that have helped me buy my bikes and helped me get good deals. So this, I think, will be kind of geared at, I wouldn't say younger people, because I was a little bit older when I was doing these, but people that have flexibility, I think. So there's definitely ways that you can get around paying full retail for bikes. And if you're smart and you have some flexibility, you can make use of them. One thing that I always recommend is that if you're looking for a bike and you're also looking for a job, go get a job at a bike shop or somewhere else that sells bikes or some outdoor retailer, because at all of these outdoor retailers, they offer something called a pro deal. And with that, it's called an in-kind benefit. It's something that you get from your job that's not cash, but it's as good as cash. So for instance, my first job in the outdoor industry was at REI. And although I got paid a pittance, I didn't get paid anything. I got paid $10 an hour. It was no good. But what I did get on top of that was access to all of these pro deals, all of these massive discounts on outdoor gear. And that is how I've amassed all of my gear. That's how I have my tent. That's how I have all my jackets. That's how I got my sleeping bag. That's how I got my sleeping pad. How I got my backpacks. How I got my second full suspension bike. How I got my helmet, my shoes, like everything. And that money adds up tremendously. So if you are, say, in high school or in college or just looking for a job and also love biking, do yourself a favor and look into these jobs. You can, even though you don't make a ton of money, you might save like multiple thousands of dollars in gear, which is as good as making a couple $1,000s. So it definitely adds up. I remember one time, there's this company I really like. It's that makes t-shirts, really good t-shirts. And I wear them all the time when I'm not wearing my Redemption and Live Free Ride Hard Get Stoked shirt. It's called Icebreaker, and they make wool shirts, but they're really expensive. I would never be able to afford it otherwise. But they had an 80% off sale for Pro Deal, and I bought $1,300 worth of their stuff, and I paid $300. So that was essentially like making $1,000 right there. Just I saved it instead. So yeah, definitely consider getting yourself a job in the industry because you can kill two birds with one stone. Another pro tip is, let's see, what is another pro tip? Will you guys help me out in the chat? Hey, what's up, James Drews? How are you, man? Is the Diamondback Recoil Comp 29 a good bike? Max Hall. Max, you were asking me that earlier, man. I took a look at it. Let's take a look at this, dude. I think it was right up here. Diamondback Recoil Comp 29. This one, right? Oh, it's sold out? Bro. Let's take a look at these specs. Well, hey, Max, can you tell me how much you were looking to spend, please? All right, so we've got an Airspring RockShox Monarch AR shock, which is pretty solid. It's a good shock. I think the fork is an entry-level fork because it's an SR Suntour, which is fine. It's a coil fork. You get an air shock, but not an air fork. So they have a better shock than a fork, but that's okay. You've got entry-level drivetrain with the Acera and the Altus components. And you've got a KMC chain. I like KMC. Let's take a look at the brakes. Shimano BR hydraulic. So you do have hydraulic brakes, and they're disc brakes, which is great. But I got to know how much you're looking to spend, Max. You got to tell me that. If you guys are wanting me to look at a bike, tell me your price range, tell me the bike, and tell me where you ride. Okay? Yeah, he could definitely upgrade the fork on this. Hey, Mahalo AC edited. What's up, dude? What's up, my dude? Wagner's pro tip is get a good frame, suspension, wheels, and brakes. Drivetrain doesn't matter as much. Wagner, I actually agree with you, man. I think that's a really good pro tip, and I've talked about that previously in the stream. If you are looking to invest in something, invest in a good frame, ride everything till it dies, and then upgrade the components little by little. I think that's a really good pro tip. Another one is, so if you don't work in the industry, find someone who does, because they will do this. and this is what I've done. I tried to do. I haven't done. But what people in the industry will do is they'll buy a new bike every year, and they'll sell the bike that they got on Pro Deal, because you have to wait for a year to sell it, and then you can flip it for a profit. So these people won't be so stingy about what price they sell a bike for, because they're already making money off of it. So find someone that works in the industry, buy a used bike off them. It'll probably be well taken care of and only a year old, and then they're just looking to buy the new discounted bike. Yeah. Another tip that I would give you is that if you have bought a new bike and you have the ability to flip your bike within a year or two, do it, because you will have still good resale value. I'm gonna stand up. I'm getting sick of sitting down. You'll still have good resale value, and you'll maintain that resale value by getting rid of the bike before it gets too old, and you'll pass it on to someone else. So if you have the opportunity to get a new one, do it, pull the trigger, and then sell your old one. And not only will you keep the resale value of your current bike high, but you'll also keep the really big repairs away. It's like, it's like having a car. When you get it to 100,000 miles, you have to replace the timing belt, and that's a big cost, and that only hits 100,000 miles. When you get the bike, you don't have to start replacing things like suspension, wheels, whatever, until way later. But when you do have to replace them, it's a big expense. So if you can resell your bike before that, then you can avoid that expense. So another pro tip. John Truslow, I think, let's see, some really good hardtails. I have I've been looking at the Sinker, the one that Seth rides, my man, and because A, it's on sale here, and B, I've ridden it. I've ridden the one that Seth has, and I liked it. I haven't ridden it much, but I've also seen what he's able to do on it. But you didn't tell me your price range, my dude. So when you guys are asking me to look at bikes, I need to know a price range, and I need to know what type of riding you do or where you ride. But if I were you, man, I'd be on this website looking at the Sinker. So this is the high-end Sinker. That's the Sinker Pro. But I know that there's lower Sinkers. And there's other hardtails on here. I don't. So let's see, the Mason, for instance. But yeah, I'll put the link down here for you if you want to get on that website and get back to me with a budget that you have. Hang out at the ER. Who just said this? Justin Ramsey says you can hang out at the ER when they get a $50,000 surgery bill. They'll sell their bike for super cheap. Oh my gosh, that's sick, bro. That's kind of sick. Oh my gosh. Oh man. That's great. Chad Foster, I don't have any experience with the Commensal Metas, man. I've never ridden one. Walmart does sell Diamondbacks, but they don't sell the good Diamondbacks, my dude. Full suspension 29er or 330 plus. What's 300? Oh, 330 plus rider. $2,000 or above. So full suspension 29ers. That's a tough one because I don't ride a 29er. But have you ever checked out the Specialized Camber? I think that's a 29er, and it's gotten really good reviews. It's a full squish, and because it's Specialized, you're going to get a pretty good value because it's a bigger box company. I think, let's see, $2,000. Full suspension 29er. What type of you gotta let me know also what type of riding you do, because I need to know what type of suspension setup you're looking for. Are you looking for an enduro bike, a trail bike, a XC bike? Are you looking for a dirt jumper, like whatever? So you gotta let me know that too. Yeah, Trek Remedy, that's a good option. 0 bytes, 2,000. To the guy looking for the full suspension 29er, the Trek Remedy is, I actually think there's a statistic that it's the #1 selling full suspension bike in the States. Yeah, it's a really popular. The Trek Fuel and both the Trek Fuel and the Trek the Remedy's 27. Yeah, no, there's a Remedy 29er. So the Fuel and the Remedy. The YT. Hey, what's up? What's up, Dragon Timmy? What's up, man? How you doing? He makes a good point. The YT Jeffsy 29. That is also another one to look at. The YT is a direct sales company. Very good value on their bikes. Just make sure that you look at the reviews for their customer service afterwards. I know those guys over on Trail Peak, the YouTube site, the YouTube page, they have ridden the Jeffsy for a little bit, but they just recently traded out for a Santa Cruz Hightower. TJ Howard, how you doing, bro? I haven't seen you in a little bit, man. I hope you're well. So, yeah, what's up, Kenny Kaus? Doing good? Good to hear that, man. Really, really happy to hear that, dude. The Santa Cruz Tallboy Aluminum, great bike. Hey, how many people we got in here now, guys? How many people? Also, how many people are drinking a beer with me right now? If so, or if you are, cheers to you, my friends. Yo, what's up, Tim Parker? Hey, I haven't even told you guys yet. I'm in Boulder, Colorado. I probably should have mentioned that earlier. I'm in Boulder, Colorado still. You guys saw me at Valmont last, and in the upcoming video, or in the video that came out today, I was on my way to Boulder. On my video on Thursday, I'm in Boulder, and well, I mean, you know I'm in Boulder right now. So, yo, what up from Bend, Oregon? What's up, Tyler? Yo, John Wilson, you got a big budget there, homie. 4K budget, all mountain riding in Bellingham. Looking at the new Transition Sentinel, what do you think? I think the Transition Sentinel definitely has piqued my interest. I would consider the type of value that you can get. Let's take a look at it. I think that's a great bike to look at. Hey, we got some people saying cheers. What's up, Jason Hunt? Beer, just poured myself some bourbon. Hey, I can still cheers you, my friend. I like bourbon as well. Hey, from Boulder. What's up, Teddy? No, I'm in Boulder. I'm not in Denver. All right, so hey, let's check this out because I am interested in this Transition company. I've never ridden one. Transition Patrol. No, it's the Transition Sentinel, right? Let's look at the review on Pink Bike. I like Pink Bike's reviews. Boom, and they're generally pretty honest on Pink Bike, kind of. Do I have any helmet recommendations for primarily XC trail riding in the $150 to $250? I do, Michael. I do actually. I wear a Giro Montero and I love it. I just got it. I'm trying to think of where I have a link for it. I can grab a link. Well, it's called the Giro Montero. Check it out on Amazon. I think I linked to it in the first video where I got it, but I really like it. And they've got some great colors. It just really fits my head well. Be careful about helmet fit because like I wouldn't buy a helmet without putting it on. I tried that. I tried the Bell helmet. The Bell. I can't remember the one that has the detachable jaw thing, and it just didn't fit my head right. I couldn't get it. I kind of wanted the option to make a full face, but Giro has always fit my head well. It's just the way it goes. You find a brand that fits well, and it seems to continue that way. So yeah, but I definitely like the helmet now that I got my hands on it. The quality is great, and I'm pretty sure it's in that price range that you said, my man. What pack do I use? Someone's asking me about my pack. I recently swapped from a Osprey to a Camelback Mule or Hog, one of those two. But the link is in one of my videos. The video called "Chasing Daylight" or chasing a race with the sun or a race with the sun. So if you want the link to the exact pack that I use, it's in that video, and I really like it. I'm super stoked about my swap from the Osprey to that. It's held up really well, and it's secured my GoPro setup phenomenally. The best place to sell a bike, Nathan, is definitely pinkbike.com. They used the buy sell, the ads on, no, the buy sell on Pink Bike. So many people go look there. Definitely best. So let's take a look at this Transition Sentinel. This thing looks sick. I always just skip right down to the bottom. I'm not gonna lie. They got great photos. They talk a lot, but then they just give it to you. They give you the down and dirty at the end. So Pink Bike's take is the Sentinel is a burly tank of a bike. Capable of taming the rowdiest trails around with the heart of a downhill bike and the geometry to go with it. It's not going to satisfy the desires of riders looking for a lightweight, lively all-rounder, but for riders who prioritize descending above all else, the Sentinel is tough to beat. So that, remind me who, hey, what's up? Where's Cash? I see you guys talking about Cash. I don't see, oh, there. What's up, dude? What's up, homie? I didn't see you get in. How you doing? Yeah, that's the Bell Transfer 9, that helmet, I think. The Bell Transfer, maybe? I don't know. So whoever was asking about this bike, that turns me off of this bike. I don't want a bike that is just a plow through everything bike. You guys all know I like playing around on the bike. I like a bike that's lively. I like a bike that I can feel the input in the pedal immediately when I do it. So that kind of turns me off. That being said, I haven't ridden the bike. Let's go look at the price. It's $5,000. It's 140 travel. It looks like it's pretty well spec'd. So it does have a GX cassette, but an X01 Eagle derailleur, and then it's got a mix of X01 Eagle and GX. Brakes, it's got SRAM code, RSC, so it's got nice brakes. It's actually pretty well spec'd. For $5,000, I think that this bike is pretty. It's not as bad as I expected it to be. It's got a reverb stealth. Yeah, I think the value is not bad at all, especially for a boutique brand. But the description kind of turned me off. I definitely want to ride this bike for my own, or for myself. What is your opinion? Blake Polly wants me to know, what is my opinion on the Diamondback option? Is that a bike? Is that a Diamondback bike? Option. Diamondback option. It's right there. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, my dude. Who's asking me that? Let's see. Blake. All right. So, I mean, obviously, first thing I noticed is the sale. Like 300, what is that, $300 off? So I actually did. I swear to you guys I did my research. You know I wouldn't come to you without doing my research. I mean, I made a bubble chart. Come on. So you know I did it. But I went and looked at the Diamondback website, and all the prices on here are lower than the Diamondback website itself. So we're looking at a discount of like $370, which is actually a pretty good percentage of the overall 2,000. Let's see what specs we've got on here. I think we've got both an air shock and an air fork on this one, which is good. And I would expect that. I would expect that with a $1,500 bike. Actually, an $1,800 bike. So we've got a Monarch R. So that's solid for the shock. And then they've got the Sector Gold, which is the Solo Air 150. So it's a 150 travel, which is a lot of travel. It's a pretty big bike. We've got entry-level drivetrain, which is okay. That's the stuff that's not as bad to upgrade. Oh, hey, Blake, you got to tell me what type of riding you do, buddy. Where do you ride and what's your budget? You got to remember that, guys. Cash, you are correct. I love, hey, guys, hey, all of my Patreon people, thank you. I'm so stoked about. I look over here and I see I've got so many moderators now. It's great. Ain't nobody getting out of line in here. Ain't nobody. Hey, riding bikes. What's up, homie? I'm looking for Blake. Where you at, homie? I have a 3K budget. That's not Blake. 363 watching now. Thanks, Kevin. Dude, that's really good. What's up, everybody? 363 people. I feel like I was putting on my movie voice right there. What's up, everybody? In a time where Alexander really needed some beer, he got some. All right, there's Blake. 1,400. Okay. So $1,400 budget. And, oh, hell yeah, dude. Well, I mean, so I think that, okay, hold on. Is this a dropper post or not? 31, it's only 32 pounds. That's really actually pretty good. C post. Okay, so it's not a dropper, but that's okay. Okay, so I think they upgraded some other things in order to make instead of putting a dropper post on this. But I do think that, hey, if your budget is $1,400, then this is a bike that normally would have been outside your budget. You've got a one by cassette, you've got disc brakes, you've got an air shock and fork, which is very, very solid. Let's look at the geometry real quick. I got to look at that. I can't say there's good geometry unless I look. All right, so check this out. Your head angle, this is up-to-date geometry. It's an aggressive geometry. I hope that's what you're looking for, because 66.5 is more aggressive than a trail bike. It's more towards the enduro bike. My bike is like 65.5, the enduro. So pretty short chain stays. So I'd say you have good geometry. You have modern geometry. So all in all, I'd say that this is actually a pretty damn good value, especially considering that if your budget was $1,400, you're now getting, especially with this sale, you'd be getting an $1,800 bike for the price of what you could afford. So yeah, dude, Blake, I'd say that this bike is solid. It's a bummer that wait, I thought it said out of stock. So Blake, I'll tell you this. The Aventuron guys told me to relay this. Even if there's something out of stock, make sure you message them, because they might have the ability to get these bikes for you, even if it said out of stock. Or at the very least, they'd be able to work with you and help you find it somewhere else or something like that. But these guys are very open to chatting. You'll notice at the bottom of every page I go to, this right here is Carl. Carl sitting on my screen. And they answer those. They answer questions personally. They are sitting at their phones ready to take questions. If you're in Canada, Cash knows that Diamondback doesn't send bikes, won't ship to Canada. Rest in peace. That's terrible. Let's see. Yo, Sky Timbo, man. Thank you. Huck yeah, dude. At 56, inspired to ride? Dude, it's never too late to get out on a bike. I feel re-energized and alive every time I start pedaling, man. And I bet you will too. That's so sick. I love hearing that. Peter Jones, I know nothing about Mondraker. Let's see. I do know about the SB6 though. Great bike. Pretty expensive. Your thoughts on smaller size bike? All guidelines say medium, but I'm 5'9", and a medium just feels too big. Dude, you and I are we are a bad height. The medium sized, I'm 5'10", and medium and large, it's like we are right in between, and it all just comes down to what brand you're buying, and it differs on each one. So you really got to feel it out. I totally could see how a medium 29er feels too big on you. I wouldn't be hesitant to try the small and see what it's like, man. Because yeah, like being at 5'9", and it depends on the bike. Like I've gotten on bikes where the top tubes are longer, and yeah, the medium felt big. Like the medium on the Orange 5 bike that I rode recently kind of felt big. I thought about trying a small if I were to try it again. So yeah, man, don't be afraid to try a smaller bike. You poor Canadians. Dude, if you're in Canada, why don't you just get a Rocky Mountain or a Nolly? I'm sure those guys all ship to Canada. Alright, let's do this. Let's play Who's Got the Prettiest Bike game. So, has anyone been trolling the internet for like the best looking bike that they can possibly find? And if you have, put a link to it in the description right now. I'm gonna pull them up, and we're gonna see which one we think is best. I'm gonna make it. Well, I'll put it to vote. We'll put it to vote. Live free, ride hard, get stoked. What's up, Bermsky? How you doing, man? Did you just get here? All right, Wagner's got one. You guys better not send me any. No one troll me with a bad link. I will ban you. Ooh, what is Oberrider? I've never even seen this. What is this? This thing is. I like the red and black Wagner. I definitely like the red and black. Who else has got some links? Come on, you guys send me links. I'm not gonna search everything. Matthew Gunnick, what's up, homie? I didn't see you in here either. I feel like I haven't been paying attention enough to the names of the comments I'm reading. The Trigger 3. Well, hey, we looked at this the other night, bro. Well, I'm glad you think it's the most beautiful, because I think you're about to buy it, bro. All right, we got the Cannondale Trigger 3. What else we got? What else we got? Oh, Kevin, come on. You know I think this bike is beautiful. Come on. That's almost not even fair, dude. We got some good contenders so far. Oh, Cash got a link. I feel like... Yes! Dude, what is that? Is that a Gary Fisher? Dude, Cash, where did you find that? That's ridiculous. Look at how steep the head angle is, dude. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Dude, that bike is awesome. Okay. Alright, there we go. Alright. Hold on. TJ, I see you. Where are we at? Alright, here we go. Alright, who else? We got you. I'll give you one more minute. One more minute to submit a link, and then we're going to go through and vote. Oh, dude, TJ, that thing is dope. Oh, that is beautiful. I like the green and black, dude. Woo-hoo-hoo. This is going to be tough. I don't know what I'm going to vote for. All right, Shane. Shane, a.k.a. the Crashing Dad. What bike you got on here? What bike you got, eh? Dude, no way, Dakota. There's no way he owned that bike. I mean, that bike is way older than him, man. You can post, Peter, you can post links. Why not? Uh-oh, Trail Future's throwing up a Cro-Mag. Hey, I like it. Frame only, just butt naked in its birthday suit right there on the screen. That Gary Fisher cracks me up. Hey, is this the bamboo bike, Shane? It is, isn't it? I'm pretty sure this is a bamboo bike. Shane, just tell me in the comments. Is this the bamboo bike? Yes, it is, but the bamboo benefits. Dude, so cool. I've seen these before. How many people would love to see me shred a bamboo bike? I wonder if I would break it. It looks like it's pretty steep, like a pretty XC bike, but only mods and you can post links. Oh, really? I didn't know that, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, bummer. Okay. Well, all right. I will keep this in mind for future games like this. Let's go through. I think, yeah, Bermsky. I think I would destroy it, dude. Has everyone seen? So, what's the video? There's the not yet today's video, but the video on Sunday. If you haven't watched this video yet, please go watch it. I am so stoked on this trail that I found in the Teton National Forest in Wyoming. And the video, I don't know what happened. It's just not. It hasn't been seen that many times on YouTube. It didn't do very well, and that made me sad. So if you haven't seen it, go look at it. If someone can find a link to it and throw it in the chat, you will not be disappointed. The trail is insanely fun, and the view in I hit it during sunset. It was pretty rad too. All right, so let's play this game. Let's go through these bikes. And thanks, Bernsky. I appreciate that, man. Hey, yeah, I should put my bike up in here as one of them. All right, so let's go through here, and we're gonna go one to the next, and I'm gonna like this is option number 1. So you're gonna have to vote on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. So 1 through 7. Yo, thank you, man. Yeah, I really worked on those third-person shots. I love taking third-person shots. It's hard to do when I'm with somebody, and it's also difficult to do if I'm running out of light, like I've been doing way too often. But I really, really like getting third-person shots. Yo, thanks, Josh. Thanks, man. You guys have seen it. Cool. Yo, I love hearing that. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Hey, Bry MTB, I use Specialized F50s right now, but I don't like them. I've used Giros in the past, and I do like those, but I'm going to start getting 510s because I think the rubber is just superior. I don't like the rubber on these Specialized shoes. They just keep disintegrating too fast. Like the rubber just gets worn out. Okay, so let's go through these. This is option number 1. So if you think this bike is the most beautiful of all the... Wait, hold on. I want to pull up a bike. What bike do I want to pull up? What's my entry? What is the prettiest bike to me? Dang, I don't really know. All right, never mind. I'm not putting in an entry. I don't want to search forever in front of you guys. Cash, he's got 510s. Okay, so this is option number 1. Whoever thinks option number 1 is the coolest looking bike, vote number 1. This is option number 2. I do like that orange and black scheme, and I do like the way that the linkage looks on the Cannondales, I gotta say. All right, that's option number 2. This is option number 3. This is Kevin McBride's new bike, and that is the Scott Genius LT edition. Option number 3. All right, now we've got option number 4, a really dope looking Santa Cruz, I believe, high tower with a DVO suspension front and back. And hey, I've got a new friend request on Facebook. All right, that was number 4. Now we got number 5. We've got Bamboo Bike submitted by Shane. Bamboo Bike is looking rad. I gotta say, it's pretty cool looking. I feel like I would shred it really hard. Bike number 6, we've got a Crow Mag, just bare naked in his birthday suit, blue frame. It's a hardtail. Gotta respect that. I do respect Crow Mag, the company. I think they make great bike edits. B, they make good stuff. And number 7, we've got from the Cash Panda, the Gary Fisher full suspension, dual crown downhill bike with an approximate 75-degree head angle, which means you're going over the bars if you go downhill. So, will it be number 7, number 6, number 5, number 4, number 3, number 2, or number 1? I see a lot of exactly what's on the screen. I see a lot of people voting for 7 when it's up. I see 1, 2, 3, and then we move to 4s and then 5s. Yo, what's up, Phoenix Matt? Welcome back, bro. A lot of 6s. I think that's 7-1. 7 definitely won. All right, Gary Fisher wins the day. The Gary Fisher dual crown. That thing is a beast. I have no idea what's going on or who rode that because that just looks dangerous. All right. For anyone that is new to the stream, we are probably only going for another 15 minutes. I am staying with friends here in Boulder, and they've been kind enough to let me use their stay in their apartment, not use it. I'm crashing with my friends in Boulder. Really awesome childhood friends. It's been great to hang out with them. But if you haven't been here and you haven't heard, this stream is sponsored by Aventuron.com, and more specifically, the amazing sale that they have going on all of their Diamondback collection. I'll post a link to it in the chat right now. If you're in the market for bikes, I definitely recommend checking it out. These guys are a friend of the channel. If you guys support this channel, if you guys go buy your camping equipment or bikes from this channel, you are helping support, or sorry, from this website, you are helping support the channel. These guys are the underdogs, the small guys, just like I am, and that's why I really enjoy working with them. They pride themselves on customer service. Don't be shy. If you have questions, ask them in on the website. They are happy to help. And yeah, and if you have questions, you can also ask me. Obviously, that's why we're doing this live stream. So yeah, there is no super chat on this live stream because it is brought to you by them. So thanks to Aventuron.com. There is no super chat, Javier. That's what I'm saying, bro. These guys have made it so that everybody is on a level playing field tonight. Everybody's comments, everybody's questions, everyone is the same. No super chat because of Aventuron.com. Mati, do you have a Mission 2, man? I think the Mission Pro is amazing, man. I've ridden Seth's Mission Pro. Sorry, I think he had the Carbon Mission Pro, like the brand new one. I rode it just a little bit when I was at his house, and it felt really good. You can't argue with the specs that Diamondback puts on his bikes. They have the best value, the best bang for the buck when it comes to components out of any bike brand that I know of. You just can't argue with the prices. And then on top of that, you look at the deals that they have on this website right now. And if I was looking at a bike, I would 100% be looking at buying a Diamondback because of these prices. Hey, yeah, Blue. Thanks, man. Yeah, so anyone that's new, yo, Corey Hanish, thanks, man. He said, Alex, you are a legend and my idol. Whew, that's a tall order to live up to, bro. I would love to ride with you, and Seth, I love your vids and how you do everything. I'm stoked to have subscribed when I did. When did you subscribe, man? You an early subscriber? That's rad. But anyway, thank you for that, dude. I really appreciate that. Yo, what's up, Ellis Frank? Popping in because you have homework. I can respect that. Make sure you put in the work. School is important, man. Yeah, I got a lot of people asking about the Diamondback Mission Pro. I think really the best thing I can say about the Mission Pro is go look at Seth's Bike Hacks channel. Go see what he's done on that bike. I mean, the sky's the limit. There's no way that we outride that bike. That bike is one that you can grow into. It's like that bike is equivalent to my Enduro bike. You know, they're like similar travel. They're both the big bikes of their respective brands. Yeah, but I think they're amazing. Mission Pro, Cash, is the Mission Pro carbon? I actually don't know, man. There's no way, $3,200, there's no way that bike is carbon. There's no way. You can't buy a $3,200 carbon bike. I'm almost positive that's not possible. Yeah, it's aluminum. This one is aluminum. I know that there is a carbon version, but this is not the carbon version. But this is the top spec aluminum version. Yeah, I mean, it's on sale from like $5,000 to $32,000, so it's pretty ridiculous. Hey, Kevin, thank you, man. My pleasure, dude. I'm glad you... Hey, yeah, this is 2 in a row, man. I'm stoked that you were able to make it to the stream tonight again, too. And Kevin, keep an eye out on Patreon. I will be posting the updated discounts to... So, for those of you guys that are not on Patreon... Another really cool thing that you gotta love these guys for is that in addition to sponsoring the live stream, I was able to work out a special discount for everyone on Patreon on some hand-picked items, 10 awesome items that I've used all of them for. And it's like deep discounts, like 20 to 35%. and they worked with me to do that. That was something that I wanted to make sure to be able to do for the people on Patreon, and they immediately said, "Heck yeah!" They're really rad. It's cool. You know, being able to work with a smaller company like that and have the flexibility is pretty rad. So, Kevin, make sure you keep an eye on that, man, because I know you were eyeing some of those things last night. I'll hopefully have those discounts to you by tomorrow. Yo, what's up, John Kennedy? How's the live stream been going? It's pretty good, man. Pretty good. We've been going for almost 2 hours. Guys, we're going to wrap up in 10 minutes. So if you've got questions, get them out now. Oh yeah, so anyone that hasn't seen yet, you're going to have to stay tuned for the video on Sunday to hear what happened to my pinky. Yeah. If Danny or Colin, some of the guys that I was riding with, are out there, they know. But it's okay. I can still ride. No worries. No worries. It's okay. It's doing all right. And hey, if anyone that's coming on the Crested Butte trip on Thursday, I'm going to be in Crested Butte on Thursday doing a guided ride with some of my homies from the channel. I'm so stoked for that. I think we're going to get snowed on. Oh, hey, Hayden, we have not talked about, guys, we've talked all of this about bikes and not talked about carbon versus aluminum. But I think a lot of you guys know my stance on that. I don't think that carbon is worth it. I don't race bikes. I don't know if you race bikes, but carbon is really about weight savings. I'm not as a sophisticated enough rider to really notice the stiffness difference in a carbon bike. So generally, I opt to not pay the $1,000 extra to get a carbon bike. My bike is aluminum, and I would rather spend my money on components. Yeah, dude, Eric, right? At least it's not my thumb. Yeah, my pinky's fine. I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do is tape it like this to this, and then I can grab the bar with you know, just keeping it close to my ring finger, and then it won't be out on its own, you know? Darren, yo, I was just talking about it. I broke my pinky. I ride hard. I break things. You guys know this. Come on. Elephant in the room. Yo, what's up, Darren? If you just got here, man, welcome to the live stream, dude. We're just hanging, drooling over some bikes. We just had a little bike contest. Amen. Ride the metal steeds. Yeah, Daniel. Yeah. Hey, now don't diss the carbon. Carbon horse. I only got that once. I actually said the whole thing. Yo, I'm not dissing carbon. I'm just saying I don't think it's worth the extra $1,000 for me. For me. Like I said, hey, don't forget, guys, don't forget the bubble map. Do your own research. Look at this one. Remember, do your own research. Don't listen exclusively to me. Don't listen exclusively to your bike shop. Don't listen exclusively to YouTube or Pink Bike. Do your own research. Boom. Bubble map told you. Who liked my bubble map? Let me know in the comments. Was it worth it? Was it too corny? It was really for me because I had notes. So I had these notes right here. But no one wants to look at this. I was like, no one wants to look at an outline like that. So I know I've used this before, so I came on here and made the bubble chart. Was it more fun that way? Oh, stop. I don't want to go smaller. No one can read that. Yeah, I think a lot of you guys, a lot of people that are on the, a lot of people that are on the stream right now probably didn't see the bubble chart. It's okay. Is there a link? Oh, I can link it. Oh no, I have to sign in. I don't think I can, man. I'm not registered. No link. You'll have to rewatch the stream. Bubble maps are legit. The colors were popping. Yo, thanks, Blue. Also, hey, guys, Blue just won a dirt jumper bike at a event in Flagstaff, Arizona at an enduro race. Everyone, lucky man. Congratulations, Blue. I'm stoked for you, my man. Yeah, definitely don't own it. Test ride it. You gotta test ride it first, dude. All right. Oh, I almost forgot. Hey, we will wrap up the stream by taking a look at the Twitter questions that people tweeted me with earlier. So I put out a tweet earlier in the day that said, hey, I'm live streaming. Submit me your questions via Twitter. And I know I've already been looking at them, and I've got some good questions. So let's take the last little bit of the stream to answer these questions on Twitter. All right. I'm going to go down to the first person to respond and answer those. Where is the first one? It's mixed in with a lot of other stuff. Okay, so Ross at bad_Weevil is asking, should you ever choose a bike that looks great over one with better specs? And, you know, I think a lot of people would scoff at that question, but I think that that's a question that a lot of people would lie to themselves about too. Ross, my answer is hell no. Looks, I am a man of functionality. I want to buy something that's going to perform well. I don't care how it looks. I could take a matte metal, no paint, no polish bike with the best specs over the best looking, well-polished one with bad specs. So my answer to you is don't worry about the haters. Don't worry about what everyone's going to think when they look at the bike. Get the one that has the best value and makes sense for you. Robert Paulson at MTBR Rob something. I currently have a Stash 5 29 Plus, and I found out that my warranty is only covered up to a 2-foot drop. I enjoy a good chunky trail, just started working on my drops and love them, but I'd like to upgrade to a full squish. $2,500 range aluminum frame. Your thoughts? So I think a really good place to start, Robert, if you're here, Robert Paulson, would be to be looking at this Diamondback sale, man. Because let's see, for $2,500, what could you get? You could get a Diamondback Catch 2 that is originally a $3,500 bike. And you said you ride good chunky trails. You're working on drops. What type of suspension does this have? This has a Pike. It's got 130 travel in the front, and it's 130 travel front and back. So it's a trail bike through and through. This is about the same size travel bike that Skills with Phil rides. So very capable. It's got a GX drivetrain like mine does, which is, the specs are looking actually really good on this bike. RockShox Monarch RT Debonair. So it's got RockShox fork and shock. So same suspension almost that my bike has, except it doesn't have the air can on the shock that mine does. It's got some SRAM level hydraulic brakes, which are pretty good. They're not like guides, but they're right below guides, and they are disc. So yeah, I'd start by looking at this. And another one you can look at is maybe check out like some Trek Specialized or like big box brands that are gonna, like 2017 models that are gonna be going on sale soon because 2018 models are coming out. That's why these are all on such good sale. But yeah, this would be a great deal right here if that's your price range, man. And definitely capable of handling your rocky trails and drops. Good luck with drops. Take it slowly, my friend. All right, so Wiley Long has said, I'm thinking about the Canyon Strive 9 as a Christmas present for myself. Any thoughts? Nuke Proof and Orange or other ideas? So Wiley, I don't know anything about the Canyon Strive, to be honest. I know they get a lot of press, and I'm pretty sure that they have really good reviews. I'd say, I think it's a pretty damn good bike. I'd make sure you do your research. I know for a fact that the orange bikes you said that are another option of yours are also going on sale here on Aventuron. I'll put that if you're, I don't know, I should be looking here. Are you guys in here? We're looking at Wiley. The orange bikes are going to be going on sale here as well. Oh, actually, I have a specific link for that. So, you know, just another thing to look at and compare, which, you know, more options, the better. So here's some orange bikes that are going on sale, guys. But yeah, I also don't know anything about the other brand that you were asking about, Nuke Proof. I've never ridden Nuke Proof. I've never researched them, really. Let's see, what else we got on the Twitters? Yeti 5.5. Okay, Dan Culver, I remember this one. Dan Culver is asking me about a Yeti 5.5 or a Yeti 4.5 for Midwest riding. And I'd say, Dan, this is one of those instances where you're going to want to go with the bigger, longer travel, but don't. Get the 4.5. You're going to be a much more effective rider on a 4.5 than a 5.5 on cross-country riding. That's an easy one. So I hope you're here, Dan. Shami. He says he has a 2013 Covert with float Kashima back and front suspension. My rear shock does this weird noise when compressing a little bit. And it feels like there's some friction like sandpaper. Is that okay or should I check it out? It happens in the first centimeter. Ori, do yourself a favor and do what I did at the beginning of this season and go get your suspension serviced. That most likely is what's going on. I don't know when the last time you had your suspension serviced was, but I remember mine went from feeling extremely harsh to feeling buttery smooth. So chances are a level 1, level 2 maybe service, and your suspension will feel great. We got any more? Hey, TJ3JDJ was asking about the Diamondback hook, and obviously, you guys, if you're in here, you've now heard that all these Diamondback bikes are on sale. I don't know if the hook is in here. I hope for your sake it is. Oh no, I don't see it. That's too bad. If you are in here, TJ3JD, let me know. I'll look at the comments, and if you are in here, we'll look up this bike. The hook. Oh, it is. It's right here. So it's here and it's on sale. Oh, sweet. It's a hardtail. Thing looks pretty good, and it's on sale, obviously. Let's see what we got. So it looks like it's an entry-level hardtail. Actually, it's a little bit above an entry-level hardtail, if I'm being honest. Yo, later, Cody. Later, homie. I think on this sale, this bike is definitely worth it. It's got some are those WTBU tires? SR Suntour. So the problem with Twitter, guys, is that I didn't get everyone's budget. So it's a little bit harder to tell, but if TJ is here, I'd say, especially at the discount it's on right now, it's definitely worth. Yeah, it's got nice tires too, the WTB Vigilante. Hell yeah. The Tektro brakes, they're mechanical brakes, not disc brakes. I think you might consider even like if he was looking at the same budget as like what the original price on this was without the 750, that he might be able to go find another bike that's on sale for 750. And yeah, that's everything on Twitter. Not that many Twitter. And when I do a stream like this, if you guys have questions, go on Twitter. That's, you know, because I rarely do Twitter, so I understand if you guys don't, but I definitely make a point because it's such an easy forum to ask me these questions, and it's a lot harder to pull them out of the chat. That's why I do that. So in the future, when I do another bike chat series live stream, I always put out a tweet, and if you guys hit me back on a tweet, I will make sure to get to you in the live stream. So, all right. It's 10:04, boys and girls, and I think that's gonna be it. I also just finished my beer, so I gotta say thank you to everyone for showing up. I broke my finger, Andrew. Everyone's asking that. I broke my finger, but it's okay. I can still ride. Thank you to everyone for being here. This was a super fun live stream Tuesday night. Great time to do it. And I know it's getting a little late, especially for the people on the East Coast, and for me as well. I've got some editing to do. But yeah, thanks for everyone showing up, and definitely thank you to Aventuron for sponsoring the live stream. If you just popped in, make sure, or if you have been here, I can't tell you guys enough to check out the link in the description to all those goodies on the Aventuron website. I'm really looking forward to working with those guys more. I've had a bunch of conversations with them, and we're talking about actually getting the possibility of me getting on a Diamondback and an Orange bike for my trip with Seth coming up and for next year. So I'm actually really stoked. Yeah, because I'd be really excited to try out one of these releases or the Diamondback mission, definitely. So yeah, definitely thanks to these guys. If you're in the market for a new bike or camping equipment, they have super good camping equipment. Definitely go show them some love on their website. They're new. They're trying to make it in the really tough world of the Amazon.coms and the backcountry.coms. So you know, you gotta support the underdogs when you can. So yeah, thanks everyone for showing up. Gonna wrap it up, and I will see you all again on Thursday morning, new video, and some of you guys I'll even see in Crested Butte on Thursday, the videos of which will be coming out shortly after that, followed by an awesome trip with Seth Bike Hacks, who is coming out west, and I'm taking him on a 2-week excursion in the Wild West. So hopefully weather holds out and we can get a great 2 weeks of riding in. Yeah. Yo, everyone's saying peace out. Yo, thanks guys. Thanks everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a great night. Live free, ride hard, get stoked, my friends. I'll see you on Thursday. And when I go over here to OBS to close the stream,